Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be changing the wheel bearings in these spindles. You're only going to need a basic few hand tools and this set. I picked this up off of Amazon for like 60 bucks. It's called a front wheel drive bearing puller slash press. You're going to need like adjustable wrench. I use a chisel, a bearing puller, and some sockets, 32 for sure, hammer, and it's the wheel bearing itself. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get the piece with the wheel studs off. So basically I want to take a 32 millimeter, set it in here, and just bang it out with a hammer. So next up, you'll have a C-clip right here. You want to pop that out. It's pretty big. So you need one of these C-clip tools. So next you'll need to get some of your bearing puller stuff ready. So I'm going to use like this big sleeve to put over the front, this cap to go on top of it, and then I'm going to use, I'm not even sure what size this is, but I'm going to use this one for the back. So basically you take your long bolt with the washer, put that through, and that through that, that's on the back. I'm using air. You can use a regular ratchet or a socket. And just like that, bearings out. Took a little bit more effort than I thought it would. I guess the $5 flea market air gun isn't really that great, but I'm sure the compressor is not putting out the air that it should be. There's the old wheel bearing. If you notice this side is missing, that's because it's stuck on the hub. So we're going to work on getting that out next. So you can see on the hub that this is really close. There's no gap for the bearing puller to get on. So what I usually do is set this in a vise like this. I take the chisel. It's not a real pointy one, it's kind of a blunt. And I'll just tap it on there. So now you can see there's a pretty good gap in there, and it did no damage to the hub. The chisel doesn't go down far enough to actually hit the part that the bearing rides on. So I'm going to take this bearing puller, set this up on here. You can pick up one of these bearing pullers from like a local auto parts store. So basically, take the 32 millimeter socket, set that in there, and push the washer on top. So now you got the race off. No damage to this. So next up, I'm going to take some brake clean and clean the inside of the bearing area. I personally like to use some high performance grease. I know it's not necessary, but I feel like it makes it slide in a tad bit easier. So next you want to take your bearing and find a cup that fits on there. Take your bolt with the washer, slide that through. So you're going to tighten this up pretty much the same way as you took out the bearing. Alright, so once you have the bearing in, you have to make sure the bearing's in far enough so you can see the groove where the snap ring came out. So we're going to reinstall that snap ring right now. So now the snap ring's back in. Now we're going to work on getting this hub back in. So basically, for the bearing puller, you're going to use the same one you were using in the back to push the bearing in. Now you're going to have to find one that fits in here. So I'm going to tighten this down. Alright, so once you have all the fittings for the hub set up, just want to tighten it like you've been doing. So once you get the hub on, you want to make sure you put the dust cap back on the back. Just tap it in with a rubber mallet. As you can see, the bearing turns smoothly. There's no play. This was my first time using the bearing puller slash installer kit that I got off of Amazon. It was only 60 bucks. I got the two bearings off of eBay for 40. They're made by KO, so I know that they're quality. If you took this somewhere, they would charge you at least $100 in labor. That's not including the bearings. For 100 bucks, I'd rather just spend it and buy the tool and get the bearings myself. This job took about 40 minutes to do. I would highly recommend getting this kit so that way you could help your friends out. You could definitely do it by hand with two big adjustable wrenches, but I would highly suggest getting a electric impact gun or an air impact gun. The only reason I switched over to the electric is because my compressor kept running out because I don't think it's big enough. And it was just getting really loud inside the shed. But if you have any questions about anything that I did today, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll definitely get back to you. But until next time, like, comment, subscribe.